all your power from.
Dance. I like it. I approve. Welcome to Plot Off the Press again.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Yes.
Great to see you again. Great to see you again.
So I got I'm not going to introduce us all again because fuck it.
We're all here together.
All right, well,
we are officially merging out now. So sometime soon we should have some logos and maybe some T-shirts and fun things.
Yeah.
So I know it's like our 10 viewers are going to be so excited.
yeah.
Noah, if you could please buy all of the merch to keep us running.
Yeah.
What size you wear? Small, medium?
Baby Gap, extra small.
Love you.
So today we're doing a 1999 movie, Galaxy Quest, and I would definitely put this one firmly in a cult classic status now. Firmly. A very bizarre movie when it first came out. It didn't do that well in the box office, but ever since then, it's really everybody loves this movie.
Oh, sure.
It's hard not to. So it is originally rated 7.3 out of 10. It's got a killer a killer cast. Tim Allen, Alan Rickman, Sigourney Weaver, Tony
Shalhoub, Sam
Tony
Rockwell.
Shalhoub. Yeah, I mean it's pretty
Your
crazy.
favorite, Sam Rockwell.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that I don't like Sam Rockwell. He kind of annoyed me in this movie, and I know that he was trying to be annoying.
Rainn Wilson's in this movie.
That's right. Rainn Wilson is one of the aliens.
He had to point it out to me. I was like,
guy that talks like this.
That's the whole movie, and that's actually the most cosplayed characters out of this movie. Like you'll see him at all the conventions and everything.
But I can't remember the guy's name who played him, but he's been on a bunch of different stuff. He was on that show, Just Shoot Me.
Oh yeah,
he was
with Michael J.
Michael J. Fox is in it, right? You're talking about Mathazar?
Mathazar, yeah.
So that is Enrico Colatani.
He plays the photographer in Just Shoot Me.
That is Michael J. Fox.
No, that's not Michael J.
Are you
Fox.
sure?
Michael J. Fox.
Then what the hell am I
Michael
thinking
J.
about?
You were thinking about Spin City. No, it's.
I probably am.
Don't worry about it. It's irrelevant.
I can't. I mean, I'm looking through his stuff. I can't really see anything that I've seen him in recently.
No, not recently.
But he's been on a TV shows.
Yeah, he's been in a bunch of different stuff.
But it's a cult classic. If you haven't seen it, there's what's the name of that documentary I was telling you about? The Never Surrender.
Never Surrender.
There's a very good documentary on this one that's very fun to watch. It's kind of long. It's like an hour and a half too.
It's an hour and 35 minutes.
There's a big cosplay scene for this one.
I saw kind of something about that because I didn't know it existed. He told me earlier today, so I hadn't had a chance to watch it. But yeah, it looks like a bunch of people are dressed up like the aliens walking down the street.
Mm-hmm.
What are they called again? I can't even remember.
Thermians.
That's right.
So the IMDb rating is a 7.3 out of 10, which I think is pretty high for a fantasy movie that you could say is trying to make fun of Star Trek and Star Wars, right? Mostly Star Trek.
Star Trek. I said it a long time ago, but J.J. Abrams also said it when he made the first Star Trek movie. He said that the Galaxy Quest is the best Star Trek movie ever.
It's true. I would agree with that.
It is. It is. And damn you, J.J. Abrams, for being quoted in like a magazine, and I just sit at my kitchen table saying it, but he's right.
It doesn't take itself seriously, and that's what I really like about it. And it makes fun of how obscene some of the Star Trek fandom and stuff is.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
And is it? I gotta ask: is it Star Trek or Star Trek?
Trek.
Okay.
T-R-E.
No, it's a track.
It's like it's duct tape with like a quack duct tape.
Is it creek or
It's D-U-C-T, duct. Like it's like an air duct.
Is it
Emilio?
Is it creek or crick?
It's creek.
You get a crick in your neck.
You get a crick in your neck, and then something gets stuck in your crawl. Okay.
Yeah, that's when you're very upset.
So 7.1 out of 10. What are you going to give?
7.3 as rated. It's an 8.8 for me.
8.8.
Wow. It's very
Is this
rewatchable.
the highest you've gone?
No. But this is a very rewatchable movie.
Oh yeah,
for me.
I forgot about.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very,
and then remember,
oh yeah, the shitty Ferris Bueller. Jesus.
Yeah.
It's a very rewatchable movie. Ferris Bueller's very rewatchable. So go back and watch that. It's very fun.
And then the other one. The other
no, but this is
movie.
just a fun movie just because
I can't hardly wait.
Yeah, can't hardly wait.
I didn't give it that high.
Oh,
But no, I mean, I'll rate anything I want to rate it. Okay, I'll give it a fucking 11-teen if I want to.
That's
okay?
I give it a 10.
fine. You need to
I give it a 10.
understand that we're going to say some shit about it because
That's
you're going to
good.
say some shit about what we do.
Oh, I know, but I mean, I'm not,
So then,
That's what we're here.
I'm not going to do it to your face. I'm going to wait till you walk away.
yeah, like a.
I'm kidding. I'm going to do it right to your face.
so it's 8.8.
It's fine. You'll act like I'm mad all the time. Yeah, this is 8.8.
Okay. Casey Kata.
I gave it a 6.
You have 6.
Yeah, it's the first time I've ever watched it.
You married her?
I don't know what's going on.
Hey, I think it's fun.
See, she doesn't smoke pots. See, that's also you got
You
to
don't have to smoke pot to like this.
No, but it really goes right along the lines with it. Like, I mean, it's definitely like peas and carrots. You know what I mean? It's right up there. I mean,
I think it's fun. It's goofy. Take it for what it is.
I would definitely say second or third time watch through is when it's gonna grab a place in your heart. It's like the
See, I've
first.
only watched it once.
Yeah, it's like your first watch just out of the blue. You're gonna think it's kind of goofy.
Yeah.
And all that, but after that, there's a lot of hidden humor in it that
Mm-hmm.
Rewatching a couple times, so you're gonna be like, oh, that's kind of funny. Especially how they all treat Tim Allen and his character.
yeah.
And
They fucking hate it.
they really do. And I love Alan Rickman in this movie.
Oh, he's
honestly.
great.
Just because he's
He's my favorite character.
yeah.
Well, let's
So
just segue into that.
so I'm gonna give it an 8.5. I mean, it's definitely better than what they rated here. IMDb is always iffy.
Well, you always
But-
get somebody to be like, people out there is like, I can't believe that they're being so mean to Star Trek, and so I'm going to give it a 1.
Look at this camera movement. That's not great.
Well, no, see, there's that also. We try not to get that technical.
I know, but I do enjoy the movie, and like I said, I think second, third watch, and especially as I'm an adult now, because this came out when I was probably 10, or younger than that, and
He's
I
being
think-
generous.
I think
So
I
it's
actually,
okay, whatever.
I think I actually
It's-
saw it in the theater when it came out
it's
as a
not-
kid.
You act like I just got my AARP card. I mean, it's not.
No,
We just
you've
like to
had it
mess
for a
with
while.
you.
Yeah, not since Galaxy Quest came out.
We like to mess with you. Damn.
Again, I am not mad. I can defend. I can hold my own
Do
against
you have an
too.
appointment later to dye your hair?
It's Saturday. Saturday. Come on, like Mabel doesn't work on the weekends. I could-
So anyway, I give it
Had
an
her
8.5. I really do love this movie. It holds a place in my heart. I'm sad that Alan Rickman's gone, but I just think it's kind of one of the first movies Sigourney Weaver is in where she plays a less serious role and she does a little bit more comedy, and I really enjoyed
Oh,
that.
jeez, yeah.
I
I can't think of. Let's think about it. I mean, well, there was.
was just trying to keep it under the table.
Well, no,
right?
There was. I moved the chair. There's Alien
Yeah.
Alien Resurrection. So basically, Aliens 4 that she did, where she doesn't try to be funny, but it's so terrible. It is pretty funny. Pretty bad.
So we'll jump into favorite character, and I think we're probably going to be the same.
Yeah.
Alan Rickman is my favorite character in this.
Same.
I love all the irony around he hates his own character, like really hates it, but he's such a serious actor.
The show must go on.
Yeah.
Show must go on. He has to do it well, but he absolutely hates it.
And I love how snarky he is. Like, I mean, just like being British or whatever. Like, it's just like, I mean,
Yeah.
Walking around being all British.
British people usually are kind
Jesus,
of
I mean, he's got a fucking Union Jack tattoo on his ass. I mean, good lord.
I don't know.
He might.
He might.
He's snarky. He's funny.
Where you going? To find a pub.
Right. I mean, I love him in it.
He's great. He's
I know who
great.
you're going to say, though.
No, I mean, well, again, I like this movie a lot. So, favorite character. This is a difficult one for me.
It's hard. I gotta be
I
honest.
thought he was going to go Sam Rockwell.
It could have been several people.
I've got. It's a tie for me between probably Sam Rockwell or Tony Shalhoub, because Sam Rockwell.
Some of my favorite stuff is Tony Shalhoub when he's down in the engine room and they go out. He's like, guys, they're telling me
Just
that
let you know.
That's Monk. Okay.
if we go any faster, it's the engine's gonna blow up or something.
Ship's gonna tear apart. Just
Or like when he's
Just
talking,
let me know.
he's
Just let
talking
me
to his people and he's like, guys, you're right again. It's bring it in, group hug, group
Yeah,
hug.
yeah. That's really funny. I mean, Sam Rockwell is so over the top, and then Tony Shalhoub is just so. I don't know. I don't know if it's because he takes that the gel space shot throughout that freaks everybody else besides him. He lands and he was like, oh, that was cool. Because he's not really.
But is that foreshadowing into why he hooks up with the space girl?
No, I don't
like
know.
because he's just into it and just like, hey,
I mean, he was
like,
really.
I love this life.
Well, here's the deal. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. He was aloof before he left a little bit, but not to the point like he's just sitting there doing the crossword, and he has some lines, but he doesn't really seem. He's not as weird.
Yeah.
As he is until they fire him onto the spaceship, and he's just like, "That's cool."
And then after that, I'm gonna take it as it comes. Now.
Yeah, I mean, he's eating cheese and crackers as they're landing on the planet, and everyone else is just Sam Rockwell.
I thought he had popcorn. I could be wrong.
You know, he has a little.
No, it's one of those
cheese
but
and
then
crackers.
what does he have
with
in
the
that
red
bag?
stick. Yeah,
it's the stick, the bread stick.
Oh, I love that stuff.
Yeah, but he's got.
Can we get some?
When there's Roland William, whatever thing is, core, he has a brown paper sack in his mouth, and I don't know where the fuck that came from.
And it's like a little grease on the side.
Like he had a cheeseburger in it or something. I don't know.
I don't remember
like around
that.
the little green guys?
When the little when the cute little aliens are like, oh, and then they eat the one with the bad leg, which is
all right. Quit trying to ruin my favorite scene.
which is great.
Okay, so who's your favorite character? Then? Is it Tony Shalhoub?
No, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to say it's a tie between Fred and Sam Rockwell, just because there's so many. Each of them are so on opposite of the spectrum. I would say maybe that Sam Rockwell might eke it out a little bit if I have to, just because out loud he made me laugh a little bit more. But I also think he's got more screen time than Tony Shalhoub.
Well, I mean, Sam Rockwell. The way he played the character was annoying to me, but I'll say the character itself is funny, and I really like. We were talking about it earlier. The scene where do I have a last name? Do I?
Yeah.
He's like, do you know it? What is it?
Like he's almost questioned as like himself. Like, do I have a last name? Like, I don't fucking know anymore. And again, that's what's so funny about it is he's the only person who never gets hurt in the movie. He doesn't have a scratch on him. His hair gets messed up. That is
and
it.
when they revamped the show at the end.
He's a security chief.
Security chief, but his nickname on there is Rock.
Yep. But he also has a last name then.
He does.
But it's something crazy like Fuglieri or something. Like, what? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, even from the... you probably don't recognize me because sunglasses, right? Because Laredo's like, what? I don't know. It's not the sunglasses. I don't know you.
I'm crewman number 5.
Yeah. I love a monster.
And then they start talking about one of the episodes. It's like, I don't like that one. What's wrong with that? I die in that episode.
Hey, episode 81.
Well, then he said
51. He said 50.
Yeah.
Episode 51.
And then he's talking about something else, and he's like, did y'all not even watch the show? Like,
yeah.
He goes, I'm talking about episode, whatever it was. Did y'all not even watch it?
So, let's go to favorite scene then. Casey.
Well, it's 2 scenes in one, and we've already kind of talked about it. Spaceship, they're flying in.
The shuttle?
Yeah, the shuttle, whatever. It's all the same to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
That whole scene where they're interacting in the shuttle, like Sam Rockwell's freaking out. The
Shalhoub's not doing anything.
Sitting up in front.
Alan Rickman's going.
Alan Rickman's like,
are we there yet?
Yeah, that's what he says. I have it written down. Are we there yet? Like, I mean, I just love it.
Sigourney Weaver's over there, like looking at Sam Rockwell and be like, "What's wrong with you?"
Right. So that scene going into the little green alien fellas or whoever they are,
With the little,
and it's like, oh, they're
copper
so
tone
cute.
butts they have out.
Yeah, they're so cute. Look at them. They're going to take care of this little injured one. And da 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 da. And it's like, and they're like, and then of course they eat one of their own.
Whoa.
That's what they do.
You're really showing off those nails right there. What color is that?
It's called Movie Buff.
Oh, my
God. Asking.
Wow. Thank God.
OPI.
Okay, do like that for the camera. There you go.
Oh,
Jesus.
But when it goes into that, I just think it's hilarious.
Epitome of placating the wife there.
But then that's also the point too.
I wasn't place kicking her. What did you say? Hold on.
And also that's the point too, where Sigourney Weaver's trying to be like, "Hey," to the little green people, and he's like, "Did you not watch this episode? What the fuck?" I enjoyed both of those.
Yeah,
a lot.
I think for me, it's that scene, but towards the end of it, when they all make it back to the ship except for Tim Allen, and then Tim Allen has to give like a pep talk while he's getting thrown around by this rock monster, and then they teleport the pig blizzard thing Inside out.
Then it explodes. What was that? Please hold.
Hopefully.
Well, see, that's what. I guess that whole span right there is everything, because I kind of knew. I kind of knew that she was going to do the little aliens, but also the when they were going to land on it. But the rock, it's a rock. It doesn't have any vulnerable spots, which is, I remember that from the previews. But can you think you could fashion a weapon? Get him off of that line. But that whole, from when they leave the ship until they beam Tim Allen back on, I mean, I know it's not really a scene, but that section of the movie right there is just, if you watch the movie, if you watch anything in the movie, if you watch that and that doesn't make you laugh, you're dead inside. I'm sorry. There's something wrong with you.
I also do want to have a shout out to a friend of mine at work, Mac. We actually were talking about this movie a couple weeks ago. Because,
what up, Mac?
Because I remember the scene where they're sitting in like the conference room, and none of them can talk to the computer except for Sigourney Weaver. And I was trying to tell them, like, sometimes, my job feels like that. It's like nobody else here can do anything unless I spell it out to them. So did you have a good day today? And then you tell me, well, Carter, she had a good day today. I don't know if you heard about this. Let me explain how good.
And he's like, this is so stupid. She's like, this is my job.
This is my fucking job.
Let me do my fucking
It's
job.
getting really annoying. It's the only job I have.
This is my only job on this stupid ship, and this is what I'm doing.
But again, in the documentary, I really would have liked to see if they had one where they didn't. If they would have kept it where they didn't edit it, because apparently you told me they cussed the whole time.
Yes,
like it was going to be rated R.
So that's exactly.
So I would have loved to have seen.
So the studio.
So we're gonna have to watch that for sure.
But I mean, it's still not the movie where they're screaming.
Post shooting is actually when the studio forced them to change it to PG, and so they went back and changed everything so it could be a kids movie. And now I think about it, I think it's better without the cussing. Honestly. If it had the cussing, it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah,
but
fuck off.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Wow.
Just cussing.
Easy. Movie buff nails. I mean,
right?
Just keep it professional.
But
I just had to cuss.
I just had to do that shout out because that scene sometimes is what my life feels like. He's like, so what do you do here? I fucking repeat everything you all say to each other so you don't forget it.
Oh, nice.
And you're welcome.
Yes.
So it's like in Super Troopers, you played the repeater all the time. What happened? Got caught doing the repeater. It'll happen.
So let's talk about casting. I don't really have anybody to change out. I think even Sam Rockwell, I think he played the role very well. I can't think of anybody else I'd put there.
I think I could put, if we do off the top of my head, I think Steven Zahn would have been good. You know who Steve Zahn is?
I mean, I might. I'm going to look it up, though.
No.
Well, I don't have any recast.
I think he could have.
Zan, I
think it's Zahn?
Zant?
No, there's no T. I think it's Zan. Or is it Zant?
Is it Robert?
It is. It is from The Sopranos.
No, that's Steven Van Zandt. Oh, good Lord. Anyway, he's in a movie called Safe Men, I believe, with Sam Rockwell. But I mean, he's in a bunch of other stuff. As soon as you see him, you know who the fuck I'm talking about. But I mean,
Zahn, Zahn.
What is that? It then? Steven.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay.
God, he was in something else.
He could
Sahara. He was in Sahara.
He's been in a bunch of different things. I mean, he's in U-Turn or something, or Wrong Turn, Joyride.
Recently he's in
he might have been
The White Lotus. I don't know if y'all seen that.
It might have been too early for him, but the guy who played Stifler too probably wouldn't have been bad for that role. Because he did the rundown with The Rock and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like you always, like you said, you always think of him as Stifler.
Yeah, well, he's going to be Stifler forever. How could he not be Stifler?
Yeah, which is unfortunate because, I mean...
it's unfortunate.
Hopefully he made a lot of money.
In the rundown, he was very funny. He was very funny in Role Models.
He was
very funny in Role Models. He's
always the same character, though.
Well, no, I mean, he's close to it. He's not always Stifler over the top, but he's always kind of. But yeah, I mean, even just like on top of my head, I think Steven Zahn could have pulled off Sam Rockwell's character also because, well, again, they're in the movie Safe Men together, but I mean, they're.
And let me throw something out there.
But I like Sam Rockwell better than Steve.
Matthew McConaughey.
You couldn't have got Matthew McConaughey to do that. And besides, he'd have been at that point in time, he'd been too stoned to be like animated.
Yeah, 90.
Depends on how. Now I could have seen him play Tony Shalhoub's part where he just had that sweet Texas accent. Hey,
all right.
The all right. That's not right. Yeah, the boys are
But
telling
he's
me
actually
that,
Southern.
he's from Texas, but
I know.
That role would have been good with a Southern accent, honestly.
Right?
Yeah, the boys
I mean,
are
we do
telling
like
me
the South.
that the
That's where we
ship's
are.
tearing apart and that the beryllium core is cracked. Like I could have seen.
I would love that. Yeah.
See, I mean, again, I don't see.
The stoner engineer.
There you go. I mean,
Wow.
that'd be good. But I mean, if you want to talk about, I mean, I did.
I don't think he was very big at that point. Right?
Nobody
In
wanted
99?
Nobody wanted Tim Allen's role. By the way, they had like 4 or 5 people turn it down, and I think it was actually in the documentary says I think it was actually the producer or something that recommended Tim Allen, and almost everybody turned it down until Spielberg said, "Hey, give him a chance and let him read the part." And I think it was the part where he's talking to Mathesar on the table and he's explaining how he's an actor and all that stuff. He did this serious scene as his audition, and that's what sold everybody.
Well, I mean, I didn't know that. I didn't. Again, I wish I watched the documentary. We'd talk about this a lot more if I had an extra hour and a half of information in me little think bone up here. But no, that's fine. We're just doing the movie. But okay, so I just recast Tim Allen, Sigourney Weaver, just to recast somebody because I think everybody after that. I guess they're not really. I mean, there's really like 4 or 5 main characters, but I mean, I don't think there's any point to recast anybody else besides them. But I just did it for shits and giggles. So, I mean, I think you could always in a comedy role like this. I think you could always kind of switch out Tim Allen for Tom Hanks. I mean, you wouldn't have got Tom Hanks to do it, but
Oh, fuck no.
I mean, I think it would have been fun because Tom Hanks can be goofy. I mean, have you ever seen Bachelor Party or the TV show he started off on Bosom Buddies? It wasn't Days of Our Lives.
But
that he
Tom
was on.
Hanks doesn't have that home improvement manly man. Like Tim Allen has his shirt off. He's got the big hairy chest and all that. Like Tom Hanks doesn't really have that.
You never saw Castaway?
I did see Castaway, but he doesn't. It's not that he just happened to have it there. It was just not something that was there all the time.
No, but I think it would be really funny if we really got Bill Shatner to do it. I think that would have just been really good. And if he could have been a little less Bill Shatner and a little bit more kind of in between him and Tim Allen, I think that would have been really funny. I know the age difference on that right there because Bill Shatner is fucking like 93 years old.
Yeah, he's
and he
old.
Still looks like he's fucking 50. I mean, he's like Dick Clark.
Yeah.
He's just all of a sudden one day he's going to be sitting there. He's going to just age into the Crypt Keeper.
Oh, you mean Van Dyke?
No, Dick Clark. Remember he used to do the New Year's Eve countdown
Oh,
from the 50s. He had the Dick Clark. Yeah. I mean, like,
Well,
Yeah, he
I
didn't
always felt the same way about Dick Van Dyke. I mean, he
finally got old, but
He
Dick
finally
You know who else
it
had
took him
age?
forever.
Donald Sutherland.
No,
Tommy.
Ant-Man.
Oh, Paul Rudd.
He's looked the same for 20 fucking years.
He looks like a dumbass for 20 years. Justin Long is another one that doesn't age. He's actually in this movie.
And I like him also in it.
But you think about it, Justin Long in this movie was already in his late 20s, even though he was playing a kid in high school.
He looks like he was in high school.
Is he that old?
I think so. I mean,
When you look it up, and for Sigourney Weaver, I did. So I always have a couple you couldn't get.
Well, all of a sudden, somehow her chest came out here. But
that's in one of my comments.
No, I think instead of Sigourney Weaver, I think if you could have got, I think it'd have been fun because I liked her in Red and Red 2. I think Helen Mirren would have been fun in this movie.
That's true.
I like her.
I think Goldie Hawn would have been kind of fun in this because she could be kind of goofy, but again, not really my choice. And I'm split and I'm torn. And I want to see what y'all think. So I'm thinking of Kathy Segal, Married with Children, wife.
Yeah. She was
yeah.
Sons of Anarchy.
Sons
Sons of
Yeah.
Anarchy, because she could be a raging bitch like she is in that, but she's
Right.
also be married with children.
I always thought that she and Sigourney Weaver were very similar characters.
Well, I think Sigourney's a touch older, and Katie or Kathy, whatever her name is, was more of a TV person than movies. Even though she was,
Seeing her in Sons of Anarchy, it was like, oh, okay.
but I'm okay. So what would y'all do? Because I'm going to split on this right here. So her or Jamie Lee Curtis?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Can Jamie Lee do a
Can Jamie play like she's
comedy? Can she do comedy?
Have you never seen True Lies?
I mean, I have.
I mean, that wasn't.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
I really do.
I
I've
thought
seen
you
it.
hated True Lies.
No, I love it. I watched it about 100 times.
Okay, well, that's a fun movie.
So, fun fact: Justin Long is actually 43.
Oh, me and Justin are going to on the same rate of same path of dying at the same time. All right, shout out Justin. Oh, big old JL.
Hey,
for waiting.
you look young though. Hashtag Botox.
Okay, all right. You don't have to tell everybody all that, but I mean it's okay. I mean
Our five
I get it on my
listeners.
ball bag, so the wrinkles come out. But whatever. What? I don't even use any numbing cream. It's fine. You can crank that thing down there.
That's not true.
Whoa!
That's not true.
Whoa!
Numbing cream.
Whoa! No. So what do y'all think? Who would you go with?
I mean, I think I'm sticking with Sigourney Weaver. I think
that wasn't the option. On
Oh,
that.
what? Okay, so it's Jamie Lee Curtis or who?
Or Peg from Married with Children.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Over the Sun's Anarchy Mom.
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis
Or-
would be fun.
Or I might even put in like Helen Hunt. Although I don't know if she can do comedy.
No, Helen.
I mean,
Hunt
she's
did-
done some rom-coms, but
What about Mad About You? There's a comedy show.
Okay, yeah.
And she could do it. Like I said, I think Helen Mirren would go to W. You would never got her.
yeah.
Yeah, no, well, not at that time. She was big shit on the TV shows.
Yeah, but I mean, that should.
Yeah, we were saying like if they would just do it.
Okay, so Jamie Lee Curtis. I mean,
I would
that's,
say Jamie Lee Curtis.
she's top on. She's the first one I wrote down. Then after that, I'm
But
thinking about
I
it.
think you'd have to change the character because Jamie Lee Curtis was in what was Drowning Mona, right? So I think that Jamie Lee Curtis would have been the perfect one because she was chain smoking and like I think the character would have to change to match with Jamie.
Well, I mean, they're both kind of she could have been. Sigourney Weaver's kind of a goody two shoes, nice,
But you
also,
can tell it's like when they're all talking to each other on the phone before they ever go to the spaceship or anything after one of the conventions.
Yeah,
Like Sigourney Weaver's in her apartment. It's super nice, very hoity-toity.
Yeah,
and then you get Alan Rickman's in like under the subway train.
yeah. I mean, it's in West Hollywood or something.
But I think with Jamie Lee Curtis, you'd have to trash it down a little.
But you definitely have more cleavage. I mean, I love Sigourney
Oh,
Weaver, but Sigourney Weaver doesn't
that Raw
have.
show that time was so annoying.
Okay. Well, so yeah.
All right,
so again, I just got to. I would like that's my
Obviously,
thing.
that was before the Me Too.
This is one of those movies though that I just did a recast just because that's part of the show.
Oh yeah.
So let's talk about the director a little bit less well-known guy, Dean Paris. So he's done a few things. So he did the most recent Bill and Ted, the Face the Music one, which wasn't great. He did Red 2, which wasn't bad. He did a bunch of episodes with Monk, the TV show with Schwab.
Tony Shalhoub. One of the names I can actually pronounce.
He did Fun with Dick and Jane, which I actually really enjoyed. I enjoyed parts of that movie.
He did a bunch of episodes of Justified, which
He
is good.
did
Oh,
a bunch of episodes of Justified.
Just Justified's the shit.
And I think he also did. I thought he did Roger Rabbit, but he hadn't really done anything before this movie. And then this movie kind of kicked him off, but he was almost nonchalantly not really wanting to do it. But I don't know. I liked the movie. I think it was.
Robert Zemeckis did Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I was like, I know you're wrong on this. What is Spielberg?
No,
I was like, yeah.
But Spielberg took a huge part in this. He really helped him out with casting, helped him out with some of the directing stuff and some ideas.
Oh, and also paid for the movie. DreamWorks. He kind of owned it.
No, he actually
he owned it.
Basically-
Well, him and two other guys, right?
But I really
SKG. It's Spielberg K and then G. I can't remember.
It's the best homage to both. I think the actors of these type of shows and the fans of these type of shows because all of it makes sense and it shows how dumb sometimes the cosplay stuff can be, but how funny and I love the movie honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have anything about the director if you care.
No, because I remember looking through him, and I didn't particularly just love anything that he did, anything else that he did, and it was just like, well, I mean, yeah, there's some stuff that I recognize for sure, but it wasn't anything that I don't really have any director comments because in the movie's pretty much straightforward shot like a real long episode of Star Trek. I mean, it's not.
He did a show called Master of Sex.
Oh, that's the show that was on like Showtime or something.
As
where
Michael Sheen and Lizzie Kaplan.
Yeah, okay. Lizzie Kaplan is from Party Down and High Machine and such. And the other guy, Michael Sheen, is
He's
Frost Nixon. He's in.
Frost
Nixon. What's the show on Amazon that you liked? Good Omens. He's in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
You liked it too.
I didn't say you didn't understand that. I was trying to jog your memory, but I mean, he's like the bad guy in the new Tron Legacy or whatever, Legends or Legacy. Or whatever. But no, it's a show about when he does a bunch of sex research back in the 50s. I think
so. Yeah,
yeah. And I never watched it, but I don't think it. I don't think it's still on. That was one of those ones that was like if it goes.
He was in Twilight too.
Yes,
what?
He's got like.
Who was he?
He was the
bad guy,
the main head vampire guy.
Oh, like when they have to go to
the Volturi.
Yeah.
How the fuck do y'all know that?
Arrow.
Excuse me. How the fuck do you know that?
What do you mean, how the fuck do I know that?
What are you doing?
Did you see the time period I grew up in? It's not like I could avoid fucking Twilight.
I watched
the
one.
Volturi.
I watched the first one time and it was like sparkly vampires. Yeah, good.
Oh man.
Well, the first movie is the worst, obviously.
Is it?
It really is. They get so much better.
So shout out to an ex here, but there's a quick story there. I went to see this movie with her on opening night, the original Twilight. We're sitting there at packed theater in the Cordova Malco, and it's all these preteen girls. Everybody's screaming and yelling, happy it's about to start. And they get to the scene where he walks out in the sun and he starts glittering, and I start laughing and I can't stop. And she looks at me, and we almost broke up over this thing because everyone was shushing me, and I was like, "Why don't you guys think this is funny? He's sparkling."
That's why they have to live in Seattle.
Okay.
Because the sun hardly shines there.
You think you would move to a fucking...
Sorry.
You think they would have been in Alaska, where there's,
Alaska.
30 Days a Night, which is a good vampire movie, by the way.
No, I was thinking the Ryan Reynolds...
Nope, you lost me. Anyway.
You've seen it.
You've seen it.
With
the Ryan Reynolds...
The Proposal.
Proposal.
Jesus Christ.
Sandra Bullock, right?
Yeah, she was like, we're going to Alaska.
Betty White, when Betty White was old, which has been 50 years.
Yeah.
So she's like...
Anyway, plot holes. Let's talk about plot holes. I don't really have that many because it is a fantasy movie.
It's very goofy, but the goofiness works the whole time. But
they do seem to spend a lot of effort to make it plausible and not leave a lot of loopholes there. So I appreciate that. The fact that, like you said, her bra's out all the time.
Yeah, that's what I had down.
Sam Rockwell is kind of looking at it like 3 different times, right? I mean, he's just going, and I love that when they first get on the ship.
Her bra's out a lot.
Sam Rockwell is just sitting there, just got this goofy fucking smile on his face, and Alan Rickman's like, "What?" He goes, "Man, I'm just happy to be part of the show." He's just like a dog. I'm just happy to fucking be here.
Hey, I mean, other than that, I didn't really see any huge plot holes.
Well, I try to do stuff just because it's part of the show, and I don't think we got to do quote. Okay, so there's 10,000 people at Comic-Con, and they crash a ship into it, and there's no injuries.
Oh yeah, nobody's backstage and gets
nothing. Don't get me wrong. Again, it's a stupid movie. But they arrange those fireworks also to land the ship pretty quickly. If they're going, Mark 15, which as Justin Long says, it's pretty unstable. It's pretty fast. But there's that. Okay, so let's think about it. I'm not going through film through a Stargate, but
oh man,
if Malcazar and all the other kids don't know what an Omega 13 is, how the fuck do they build it?
Yeah, that's true. Intelligent aliens build the chomper things. Why would you put those in?
Well, it's in the historical records. I can get that, but the Omega 13, they don't know exactly. We don't know what it does because the show ends without revealing what the Omega 13 is. So how do you build the Omega 13?
I think there's some liberty there. You have to assume that they showed something on the show that we didn't see.
No, Tim Allen does know the show pretty well, and so does Sam Rockwell. Sam Rockwell knows it better than anybody. But they all kind of know some of the stuff. Even Tim Allen's we don't know. We just found it on an alien planet. But again, I'm just nitpicking right here. It doesn't.
Well, first off, that was one of the things I was going to. Okay, you found out an alien planet, but it's in this huge fucking chamber. How did they get it on the fucking ship?
Again,
and it's built into the middle of the ship, and they can use it. There's a button to use it that looks like it was there the whole time, not something they found on an alien planet.
Yeah. I mean, well, maybe that button used to turn on like the strobe lights, like, dance party in the bridge. No, I mean the other thing is they do kind of learn, aside from Sigourney Weaver, because all she has to do is talk to the computer, but they all kind of.
That's her job, okay?
I know, and I'm proud of that. I mean, she probably gets paid less than a man to do it, but whatever.
Well, yes, she does, and she has to show her bra the whole time.
But she gets the karate chop people, judo chop. No, after they get their ass whooped and get back on the ship, they all kind of figure out what they're actually supposed to do on the show. Like, he learns to fly pretty quick. I mean, Tony Shalhoub kind of figures out how to be the engineer. I mean, Alan Rickman, whatever he does on the bridge. I mean, the Spock character. Like, by the end of the movie, like, pretty quickly. I mean, there was no training montage, but it was just like,
that's true.
But like, okay.
Well, hold on. No, there was a training montage, at least for Laredo, for the flying.
Sure, but I mean, it's too. Yeah, but I mean, at least he.
But it was dumb shit. And that was the other thing I was going to bring up, maybe kind of plot hole, right? Like, all these aliens say, hey, it's been 20 years since I've flown the ship. I'm a little rusty. Could you reintroduce me to the controls, please? No, I got to go back and watch this dumbass TV show and try to figure it out again.
It's like a shitty training videos to work at Target. But I mean, again, if you say that, though, it's like, well, what have you been doing for the last 20 years? Like, you get, like, they've been out of the military. I mean, again, we're getting into over the top too deep. But the other thing is that the transporter is configured to humans only, which is why. I mean, if you were going to use the ship, you should configure it to everybody. But then, is that why the pig explodes inside out? Because he just says it's only for your anatomy, but let's beam up the pig dog.
Yes, I think so. But the other side of the problem is, I don't understand why they didn't immediately understand that the historical documents were bullshit when they flew to Earth and saw how primitive it was compared to the fucking Defender that they just built.
Well, maybe it was, out in space somewhere. They didn't know it. But,
okay.
Maybe they just, I get it. I'm with you on that.
But again, goofy, but I don't really want to blow holes in it because it was sentient enough for me to understand.
Yeah, it's not. If you do that, then it's not fun anymore.
Plot holes?
We already talked about it. I do have a quote, though.
Ooh, let's hear it.
Well, after they crash, they show up where they're supposed to be anyway, and they're late and all that stuff. And, of course, my favorite character. Character.
Well.
It's like, give him a hand. He's British. And he's just like, what the fuck? I just like that.
Okay.
By Grabthar's hammer.
You shall be avenged. Okay.
I don't know. That's probably either that or, never give up, never surrender. Just to be cheesy.
It's a rocket. Doesn't have any vulnerable spots. I mean, that's probably it for me. But then also, I mean, because I don't remember exactly what he says, as I just didn't write it down. But just so we'll paraphrase it here, when Sam Rockwell also in that scene was like, "Can you fashion a weapon?" It's like, "Get him off the line!" That can you fashion a weapon? Like, it's so stupid.
Well, I do like, and I think you mentioned this earlier, where Dr. whatever decides he's not going to go, and Jason Nesbitt or Tim Allen's like, "You will go out there. The show must go on." And he looks at him, "Damn you."
Fine. But no, I think it's just, the funniest thing that it's a weird line is like, those look like minors.
Oh, I do have that written down.
Yeah, they look like they're 3. No, not minors. Minors.
You lost me.
Like,
I do have that written down as well. That did make me laugh.
It's like dumb humor.
Oh, God.
But again, it's Tony Shalhoub's just like, huh? Well, no,
like babies.
Then it can't be more than 3. Yeah, I'm with you on that. That's just good shit right there. I'm sorry. That's just. I can't believe this guy that wrote the movie didn't really write anything else. At all. Like,
yeah,
he just
watch the documentary. There's a whole story behind that. But yeah, it's incredible. I mean, he basically rewrote the whole movie after somebody else wrote it, and that's the only thing he ever did.
Oh yeah, that's right. I can't remember the other guy's name. I can't remember any of the names because they didn't do anything else. But yeah, it's just.
Well, I'll say this is the first time I ever watched it. I would watch it again. So if you haven't seen it, watch it for sure. And maybe I need to rewatch it.
Yeah, give it a little time. Go back. You'll
free on Hulu right now.
It is free.
What up, Hulu?
Okay.
I really love this movie. It's obviously, to me, it's a classic at this point.
Yeah,
I really do like. If you have time, go watch the documentary too, because it is very interesting. I think it's the ultimate shout out to all of us nerds, and at the same time has some very dumb dad humor in it.
The only thing they were missing was a Stargate SG-1 in it, so that we
maybe James Spader
or a magic elevator. No, phone booth. There you go.
That's okay.
Yeah,
I never liked that show.
I didn't really care for it either.
I didn't either. There's 1,000 different versions of it. It's dumb. Very convenient. Anyway, so Carter, closing comments?
Yeah, I'm with you on the classic. Definitely. It was for a PG movie when in 1999, being me 21. I did watch it a bunch of times for a PG movie because at that point in time in my life I was basically going to work and partying and coming home and playing PlayStation. But there was always a time in the morning or night after the PlayStation before we got into it or in between work, it was like, you want to fucking hit the bong and watch Galaxy Quest? Fuck yeah, I do. It was just, again.
I don't think I've ever heard it as a stoner movie, but okay.
No, it's really, again, it's just one of those things. It's just.
I think at that point in his life, everything was a stoner movie.
Most of it, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I was
saying.
I smoked a lot of weed for a long time. And now, oddly enough, it's just like that. I don't care for it, but I just don't anymore. I don't know. But, it's right up there with. I hope if we could find it. I know that I used to have it on DVD, but another good movie is Kids in the Hall, Brain Candy. If you ever get to see that movie is ridiculously stupid. But how that's not a cult classic like Monty Python and the Holy Grail is, I don't know.
I've got the same thing with Mystery Men.
Mystery Men is it's really funny. I'm sorry, it's funny,
but it's stupid.
It's so stupid, but you just have to give it it's one of those ones which I hate. I always hate saying it. You got to watch it a couple times, like this. But Mystery Men is. I'm Mr. Furious. I just get really angry. Dan Cook's in it as the waffle. I
forgot about Dan Cook.
Dan Cook's in it as the waffle. And he's got the waffle prints on his he's burnt himself. But the best I think is what made me love Mystery Man right from the beginning. He's like, what's Greg Kinnear? Is he Mr. Fantastic or something?
He's the shoveler.
But anyway, no, that's William H. Macy's the shoveler.
Oh no,
Greg Kinnear. But he's
the only one that's serious in the whole thing.
Yeah, he's like, so and so wears glasses and the other one doesn't. This guy doesn't get it. It's totally a knock on the Superman.
How
Wonder Woman
the villain. Anyway, so we'll.
Oh well, that's what is it? Jeremy Irons is the villain?
No, it's Jean Valjean.
No. Okay, it's the bad guy from the Black Pearl. Pirates of the Caribbean. It's Barbosa.
Yeah, Barbosa.
Which is I can't remember his goddamn name right now. Damn it.
He plays Frankenstein.
I think he's Frankenstein.
Or
Frankenstein or something.
Frankenstein.
Yes, something like that. Yeah. Anyway, also shout out to cult kind of movies like that.
I do. That's on the list. We're doing it sometime. So
Mystery Man. Yeah. There's no problem with that.
So anyway, I'm going to close it out here because I think we're done. But I really enjoy this movie. I think you would really enjoy it. Shout out to Lil Biscuit. Hi.
LBC.
So thank you for joining us. It's really nice to be here live with all the guys.
Wait. Well, it's fun to see you too.
So check us out on YouTube. We're Plot Off the Press. I really haven't posted anything to Spotify, and I might not if I don't need to. I'm enjoying the YouTube thing. It's a lot easier on us. But pretty soon, looking to do some logos and maybe some merch and stuff. We might get some. I say merch, but if you're one of our 4 viewers,
we want some T-shirts.
We would probably just give you a T-shirt.
Don't tell them. Whoa. What are you doing? Giving away stuff.
Well,
Thanks to our sponsor. Woo!
yeah. So thank you for joining us today on Plot Off the Press, and until next time, bye.
Deuces.
Bye.